George here, Catholic Positive Energy, back for the second straight night. I've noticed that when I go on live, especially on the YouTube channel, during the midnight hours here, in my time here in Southern California, I have a lot more viewers, because there are people from different parts of the world watching. So I think maybe I'll stick to doing these broadcasts later on in the day. But yeah, got my gear on, everything. Lucky scapula, everything. But the name of this broadcast is called How Do You React to Negative Thoughts? Now, I know I spend a lot of time talking about positive energy here. But one thing I also like to do every now and then is to help my viewers really understand negative energy and negative thoughts. And if we can understand unhappiness, negative thoughts, depression, all these other things you want to call it, devastation, if we can understand these things, then we can be much better on being positive and doing good, healthy things, holy things, in the mighty name of Jesus. Yeah. My friend Eric always likes to say that, so yeah. Hopefully he won't sue me. Anyways, but yes, we need to understand negative thoughts. Now, if something happens to you, something sad, something that really rubs you the wrong way, I'm going to say all kinds of different kinds of scenarios. So we have some people joining us. Welcome. Now, I'm going to name all kinds of different scenarios. I'm going to start with some really small things and move up to some bigger ones. How do you react if someone is rude to you? And that can mean all kinds of different things. Maybe it was somebody, in the traffic, or maybe it was someone you dealt with throughout the course of your day at work, or somewhere throughout the course of your life, a neighbor, a family member, someone who's not very nice to you, and they do it on purpose. How do you react to that? Okay, now these are rhetorical. If you're watching me live, you don't have to answer me, but like I say, you can if you want. How do you react to these things? How do you react to someone, like let's say this is someone close to you, a spouse, significant other, family member, child, parent, grandparent, grandchild. If they are really, really awful to you, whether they're doing it out of commission because of something they're doing, or whether they're doing it out of omission because they're failing to do things for you that you feel that they should, how do you react? Do you smile? Do you let it go? I certainly wouldn't. But if you can react much better than that, then God bless you. I'll point out a few other scenarios. How do you react if you've been in a long-term serious relationship with someone, whether you were married or not, and all of a sudden that ended for whatever reason, all kinds of reasons? Maybe, maybe they've departed this world, or maybe you broke up because you couldn't get along, or maybe something much worse. I don't even want to continue naming those things, but I'll just let you decide. Like I say, I like to keep it as positive as possible, but how would you react if you were in a long-term relationship with someone and then it ended? You're not together anymore for whatever reason. How do you react? How do you feel? How do you deal with it? Somebody commenting here. Dominion of God says hello. Well, hello to all of you. Hello to all of my viewers. It's nice to be here with you again. You really made my night last night. For those of you who watched, I don't know if you watched the one who just commented, but glad you're here. Wow. Lots of viewers here. Yep. I'll stick to doing these broadcasts during the midnight hours. I'll name another scenario. Let's say you had a really good job, or maybe a really good career, and you got fired or let go for whatever reason. How do you react? How do you react to those kind of different situations? If someone close to you passed away, could have been a friend, someone you love dearly. I've experienced that before. You see this guy right here? For those of you who may not know, this was my favorite priest, the late Monsignor Tom Wallace. Here's another picture of me with him. This was from 5 years ago. I knew him for the last 15 years of his life. I was devastated when he passed away. He died peacefully in his sleep about a year and a half ago. The world was a much better place when he was a part of it. And, okay, pardon me, it's a little distracted. Anyways, how do you react if you're on the receiving end of that? Someone you cared about died. How do you react? How do you feel? What goes on in your thoughts? What's the first thing that comes to mind? Feel free to answer if you like. But, you know, or here, I'll think of another one. Like I said, I'm naming these scenarios to help us understand negative energy, but I'll get to the point. Just bear with me, please. Let's say another person says hello here. Gman140. Hello. Oh, hello to you too. Glad you're here. Please share this broadcast with everyone you know. Okay. Just a moment here. Okay. All right. Nicholas Breeden says hi. Well, hello to you too. I like I said, I have a lot of viewers on YouTube during when I come on after midnight. So yeah, I'm not used to seeing a lot of comments, especially when I broadcast during the day. Someone said, Spyware 13, hey, can you play a song for me? Well, not right now, okay? Maybe in the future. Okay, I don't even know if I want to read that comment, but okay. I'm glad that you're watching. It means a lot to me that you're here. Okay. Oh, there's a spider on your ceiling, my friend. Okay, I don't know how you can see that. Yes, well, thank you. I don't know if you're saying that to pull a prank on me. There's a spider on your ceiling, my friend. Yes, I do know that, and I'm going to be just fine. Obviously, I'm busy right now, so... okay. I don't know if... Okay, I won't say anything. Yahweh the Father bless you. Okay. All right. Well, for those of you who are just joining, and I am obviously paying attention to the comments. Once again, if you look at the name of the broadcast, this is called How Do You React to Negative Energy? That's the whole point. If you watch this from the beginning, then you'll understand my point. But and I hope you will have a blessed day too, Boba Fett Build Z. Yeah, stick around. I'll explain it. But for those of you who just joined just now, please feel free to watch from the beginning after I'm done with this broadcast. Here's another scenario that I'm going to name. Okay, and anyways, glad I'm getting some likes. Yes, I hope you all share this broadcast and this channel with everyone you know. I'm glad you're here. Please subscribe if you haven't yet. Anyways, here's another scenario. Let's say you became very wealthy one day, and you were very successful for whatever reason. Let's say, God forbid, you had to file bankruptcy. How do you react to that? How do you react to these negative, devastating situations? We're trying to understand positive energy. Well, excuse me, understand negative energy. But if we understand negative energy, then we can have a much better thought process of how to be successful when it comes to positive energy. So anyways, how do you react to any of these situations that I've named, for those of you who watched from the beginning? I named a few situations where how would you react if any of these situations happened to you? How can you be positive even when something devastating and really serious happens to you? So, I just want to say, here are some things. And, okay, these are some things. When things happen to us, here's what I would do. Now, I don't always have all the answers, but I'm obviously trying to be a good role model. So, Anyways, just a moment. Okay. Anyways, now, what I would first try to do is I would try to think, take slow, deep breaths, try to process everything that's going on, really think, and obviously pray. I would call my close friends who I know are prayer warriors, who I know have prayer lives, who I know believe in the Lord, and whether they're Catholic or not, it doesn't matter, but I do know a lot of people who pray. And I would ask them to pray for me. A couple of broadcasts ago, sometime about, I know this was in late March, there was a broadcast I did. You can look it up. It's called I Have the Most Amazing Friends in the World. That's another reason I'm saying this. I do have the most amazing friends in the world, and I'm sure many of you do as well. When you're going through something devastating and it's too much for you to handle and you don't know what to do or you're not sure what to do next, it's always a great thing to call your closest friends. Call the people who care about you, who you care about, who you trust, who would be here for you through tough times, and you'd be here for them, I hope. Call them. Ask for guidance. There's nothing wrong with asking for help. There's nothing wrong with depending on other people to be there for you and to pray for you and to be with you, pray with you, support you. We all need a successful support system. I don't know anybody in the world, and I know I have quite a few viewers watching me right now. Feel free to comment on what I'm saying here. I'm going to ask something very important right now. Is there anybody here who is an isolationist? I'm being serious. I'm not trying to be silly. Because I know there are some people in the world who are private people who may prefer to keep to themselves, or maybe they don't really like talking to people or seeing others as much. If anybody here is like that, let me know. Okay, somebody actually answered. Now, I hope you're being serious. I hope you're not joshing with me. I don't know how to say your first name. Spliff Dubious? Me. Are you an isolationist? Are you really? I'm being serious, please. Yeah. Hope you can post another comment if you're there. Yes. Okay. All right. You're being serious. Okay. Good. Well, I appreciate your honesty. All right. Now, for people who prefer to keep to themselves and not see people as much, people who are private and choose to, make themselves isolated from others, I'm not looking down on you for that. I used to be that way myself when I was much younger, when I was a teenager. Now, even for the ones who choose to isolate themselves from others, if you have devastating things happen to you, how do you deal with it? If you don't really see anybody or talk to people more than you need to, how do you deal with those things? I'm really asking you. Please answer me, since you're interacting with me right now. But for many of us who are not, who choose not to isolate ourselves, or maybe we only isolate ourselves when we're really upset about something and we don't want people to see us unhappy, we normally depend on other people to be there for us, to talk to us, to listen to us. I've noticed this happens to me a lot, and it doesn't bother me. I don't mind if people come to me with things. I'm not a therapist. I'm certainly not the smartest person in the world. Some of you are about, you're not? That's something my best friend would say. But anyways, there's nothing wrong with trying to talk to someone when you're devastated. I certainly do that myself. And it would be best if you make sure you're talking to someone who would actually care about you. Don't talk to people you barely know. There have been times when I was either at church or I was walking in a mall or in a public place, or I was walking past someone, and maybe they were really, really upset about something, and I may not know them well or at all, and they tell me what's going on in their life, and obviously, now most people would probably look at those situations like this. This is how I want you to do this. You don't have to listen to me, but hear me out, please. If someone's coming to you and they're telling you something really deep going on in their lives and they're really upset about something, it's because they don't really have anybody to talk to. They may not have anybody to talk to, and you may be the first person they saw when this awful thing happened to them and they're really negative and upset about something. They may not really have anybody to talk to, but they're talking to you. Okay? It's a cry for help. Some of you might be like, okay, I don't know you. I don't care to hear your backstory. I don't want to hear about your problems. Do I know you? No, I don't. Don't do that, okay? Please don't do that. And I would very much like to strongly recommend, please don't ever feel that way. I know we all have people in our lives who we care about, and you may not want to take the time to care about strangers or people you may not know very well. I care about everybody. At least I try my very best. I do. And for a long time, I was someone who was very unhappy when I was younger, and I often needed help, or I needed somebody to talk to, at least. That's all I needed. I don't feel comfortable bottling everything up inside. Does anybody here feel okay when they bottle everything up inside when you're unhappy about whatever? Because I'm not. Spliff says, yeah, definitely do not do that. Well, I'm glad you agree with me. God bless you. Thank you for your kind words. I think I know what that word means, but I don't want to say it. Yeah, please, don't ever be someone who doesn't care about others, or you'll only care about certain people. Don't do that, okay? Sometimes all people need is someone to listen to. Okay? They're not thinking straight. They're not thinking clearly. It's a cry for help. Don't always tell them, I think you need to see a therapist. That can be rather insulting. I know that that is a true, valid point, but that's not a good thing to say to someone who is in crisis. Okay? I want you to understand this, because, you see, I've been learning a lot about life and about human interaction. And when you only look at things from one specific point of view, you're not really getting the full picture. You need to look at situations from other people's points of view as well, not just your own. You don't want to just have a one-track mind. Now, let's say you're upset about something. Okay, I'll put you in that situation. You're the one who's upset for whatever reason, and you're overwhelmed with negative energy, sadness, depression, whatever, all those kinds of things. You're overwhelmed. You need someone to talk to. And you just happen to be, I don't know, walking somewhere and you come across some people and, you try to strike up a conversation. Or maybe they see that you're unhappy. Maybe you're crying or not. And they might, hopefully this person is kind and considerate enough, because this is what I would try to do. And they would say, what's the matter? Are you unhappy about something? Are you okay? And you may not know them. You may not want to tell them. And, pardon me. Okay, you may not want to tell them what's going on in your life, and it's fine. You don't have to. It's totally up to you. But let's say you tell them. And as long as this person is a caring person, they listen to you and they try to offer you advice. Maybe they'll spend just a little bit of time talking with you, but not a long time. And then you walk away from that conversation and you're very grateful and happy because somebody actually cared about you and somebody was there for you. And you didn't really want them to really do anything. You just wanted someone to talk to. You just wanted someone to listen to you. And you were very grateful. And let's say maybe you shook their hand and you said, thank you very much for being here for me. I appreciate it. I hope you have a wonderful day. I've been on both sides of that fence. And here's something I've noticed. When you try to go out of your way to be kind to others, especially to people who you may not know very well, that's how another way you bring positive, holy, kind, loving energy into the world. There's a lot of negative, toxic energy in this world. And one of the reasons is because we've got a lot of people out there in the world who are rude to each other. Not too many people are really nice to each other. Certainly not in... Okay, I want to be careful about what I say here because I don't want to get any, backlash. There are people who are rude to people who are young or even young adults, older folks, people who don't really care about others. And that's never a good thing. if we had more care in the world, if we had more positive energy in the world, more kindness in the world. I once said this I've said this on several broadcasts. Now, hopefully, all of you watching me live right now, you're all familiar with the late great Mr. Rogers. I'm a big fan of his because I love his kindness, his positive energy. He was the king of positive energy. You could also say that Jesus was, but I'm not going to argue either way. Either one of those statements, totally fine. But I'm talking about Mr. Rogers specifically. He was the king of positive energy because he cared about everybody. He was kind to everybody, and I mean everybody, even to the people who, not just the people who he worked with. Whenever there were young children who would come to the television studio to visit him, he would take a picture with them. He would, appropriately, in the kindest way, he would give them a hug or wait until they gave him a hug, and he would hug them back out of kindness. Don't say anything negative there. He was doing it out of kindness. If we had a lot more Mr. Rogers in this world, don't you think the world would be a better place? If we had more people who were kind and loving and caring and considerate? Imagine what kind of a beautiful world we would live in. I'm going to sing a few lines from a song because I just reminded myself of something. What a wonderful world this would be. That was the appropriate time to throw that zinger in there. Am I not right? Feel free to comment. You agree with me? If we had more Mr. Rogers in this world, what a wonderful world this would be. It would. Now, I'm not perfect, but like I say, I think I'm making a valid point here. You shouldn't just care about those close to you. You should care about everybody, at least to some degree. Don't ever say, well, I don't know these people over here. I don't care about them, or I don't necessarily care about them. That's not good. Please don't do that. Please. And I understand not everybody is going to do that for you. We will meet people who won't care about us or who may be unkind out of omission or commission. Try not to let it drag you down. I know that's easier said than done. That's a whole nother topic for a different broadcast. Even if we have people who are unkind to us, it's okay to be unhappy, it's okay to be hurt, but try not to let it drag you down to the point where you become a negative person yourself. Don't do that. I'll talk about that in a future broadcast. Like I say, a lot of us, as we get older and we meet a lot of people who have been unkind to us and rub us the wrong way, some folks, and I'm not judging anybody, but I do know people who have been in this situation. I'm not picking on anybody. I'm just offering words of wisdom here, okay? Sometimes people will develop a chip on their shoulder, or they become jaded, or they're just tired of getting hurt, and they don't even do anything to perpetuate that. But it keeps happening again and again. Sometimes people let things like that drag them down. And I'm not... Obviously, we should never do that, but I know it's easier said than done. So, like I say, listen to me. If we let it drag us down, then we will destroy ourselves. We are allowing negative energy to completely consume us. It's okay to be unhappy at times. It's okay to be hurt. It's okay to cry at times. Don't ever be ashamed or embarrassed. But what is not okay is if we allow negative energy to drag us down and consume us, and then we become a negative person ourselves. And we don't always realize that, because when people are unhappy and they're overwhelmed with negative energy, they don't think straight. So I want to ask you again, and this is what I was trying to say ever since I went on live. How do you react to negative energy? It comes in all different shapes and sizes. How do you react? What is your first reaction? If I'm on the receiving end of some devastating things, and I have been all kinds of things, I'm not happy. I'm not. I actually want to be alone and think. I need to heal. I need to pray. I need others to pray for me and with me. I need to know that those who care about me are going to be here for me and support me. And I hope that's how a lot of you feel as well. Let me know if you agree. I'd love to hear your thoughts, about what I'm saying. These are the types of things we need to do. Slow down, take a deep breath. It's okay to be alone for a little while, but hopefully not forever. Give yourself some time to heal. I have some very close friends who often, this is how they like to put it. I'll just quote this. They say, work on yourself. Now, that can mean a lot of things. I'll be specific. When I say that, and this is me talking, not my friends, try to heal. Whatever it is you need to do to heal, take that time to heal. And here's a way we can incorporate the Catholic faith. Now, hopefully a lot of you watching are Catholic, but even if you're not, you're welcome to be here. Now, we could pray the rosary like I did last night. I don't know what that word means. If you can tell me what that means, I don't know what that means. So, anyways, we can pray the rosary. It's perfectly fine to do that. We can meditate. You know, I have meditation and prayer broadcasts frequently here. And, we can do that. We can meditate. You don't have to, whether you believe in God or not, you can meditate. You know, you can pray. You can talk to friends, family, those close to you. You can keep yourself busy with work or whatever else that you like to do. Listen to music. Relax. Try to take a nap. Take a nice long walk. Maybe walks by the beach or on the treadmill, whatever you choose to do. These are things you can do in reactions to negative experiences. If anybody else has any ideas, things I didn't say, if you feel like you have better ideas than what I said, I'll be more than happy to hear them if you want to comment right now. And, but yeah, these are some of the things you can do. But one thing we need to do, and I'm not going to repeat and go on and on and on, we need to understand ourselves. Jesus heals sickness. It says personal relationship with the Holy Spirit. Amen. God bless you for that. You are very right. We need to have a relationship with our Lord God in heaven, with his Son Jesus, with the Holy Spirit. Or even if you choose to say one of those rather than all three. That's important. We need to understand ourselves if we are to understand how to heal. Okay? What do I do when I'm upset? What do I do when I'm angry? How do I feel? What's the first thing I feel if things like this happen to me? Understand yourself. Obviously, we need to depend on God. And I've said this many times. I know I have a lot of new viewers here. As it says in the Gospel of John, chapter 15, verse 5, Jesus says, I am the vine, you are the branches. Apart from me, you can do nothing. That's very true. We can't do it on our own. I know someone, Spliff Dubious, said that you like to be isolated. It's fine if you do. But, I mean, whether we choose to be a private person and keep to ourselves or not, we need to depend on God first and foremost, because we can't do it on our own. We can't do it any of this on our own. You can try, but I've noticed that certainly doesn't work. Definitely not for me. If you feel that it works for you, that's perfectly fine. I don't hold that against you. You don't have to agree with what I'm saying, but I hope you just hear me out. But like I say, I don't always agree with my close friends, but I'm certainly open-minded. These, I've noticed, if we understand ourselves, what do I do when I'm hurt? How would I feel if something awful were to happen? God forbid, I hope it never does. But unfortunately, bad things happen. Things happen. We don't always want it. We never want it to happen, but they happen anyway. You roll with the punches. So, hello, Mr. Open-Minded. Okay, well, I don't mind the humor. I hope that wasn't meant to be a put down, but yes, I try to be. Anyways, and hopefully the rest of you try to be open-minded as well. But if we understand ourselves and depend on Almighty God to be there with us and for us, He will be. He certainly will be there for us. And as long as we depend on Him, we can never go wrong. We will always be on the right path. Don't do it on your own without God's help. It's okay to depend on God. I've recently met a Christian. He's trying to convert me. Well, I don't know what to say, but it's always good to, love those around you, but hopefully, well, like I say, stay on the right path. That's all I can say. I don't want to talk about something different than what my topic is, but yes, thank you for sharing. Nicole Villanueva asks, what are your tips for the depressed? Okay, well, that's a very good question. I'm going to answer that right now. Now, I have never been diagnosed with depression. I've been through all kinds of awful experiences throughout my life. I'm surprised that I haven't, but here's some of my tips, okay? Hang on, I'm just reading some new comments. Okay, I'm going to get to one question at a time. Here's something I want to respond to right now, and I am going to answer your question, Nicole. Someone just asked me, were you on Traditional Urban Catholics channel? Yes, I was. That was about, I think, 3 months ago. Yes, I was. My friend Eric, that's his channel. Yes, I was. That was me. I was talking about my channel. I'm glad that you're here. I'm glad everybody's here. Nice to see everybody. But getting back to Nicole's question, my tips for the depressed. Okay. You need to have positive friends in your life. Think of the most positive people you know. Okay? Obviously, you don't know me personally, so I don't count, but you could include me in that category if you want. But think of the people who know you personally. It could be friends, it could be family, it could be a significant other, a child, a parent, grandparent, any one of those. Think of the most positive people you know and spend as much time with them as you can. People who probably think in much more optimistic ways than you. Spend as much time as you can around them, and eventually their positive energy will rub off on you. You need to be inspired by them. The most positive people you know, whoever those people may be, spend time with them, embrace them, try to emulate them. Other things you can do, like I was originally saying, I'm sure you heard me, it's okay to take time to heal, take some deep breaths, pray, meditate. Sometimes it may take you, I don't know, maybe a year to heal over something, and that's fine. However long it may take. Hopefully it doesn't take you more than a year. However long it may take, you need to do things to help you heal. Here are some of the things I would do. Listen to some music that makes you feel better. Talk to the people in your life who love you. Always do that. Talk to them, and also make sure you are there for them when they have been here for you. Always a good thing. Like that song. You give a little love and it all comes back to you. Somebody asked me to play a song earlier. Okay, there's your song. Those are some of the things you can do. Now, obviously, I'm not a therapist, and I've never even taken a psychology class. Here's something I've learned about some people who struggle with depression. I used to believe that there's no such thing as depression, but I don't feel that way anymore. I've noticed for some people who take antidepressants, I didn't think that those do anything for them. Well, I guess they do. I wouldn't necessarily know because I've never taken those things before. Listening to music definitely helps. Well, I'm glad you agree with me on that one, but let me still finish my thought here. For some people who struggle with depression and take antidepressants, I would never advise you not to. Because some people who, from what I've been told by someone who's done some extensive research on depression, for people who take antidepressants, people who struggle with depression don't get enough serotonin in their body, so the antidepressants helps them have that, because they couldn't have it without the antidepressants. If you need it, then do it. Take those things. Just don't take too many. Those are other things you can do with regards to depression. But one thing I will always say is if you struggle with depression, you need to have the most positive friends in your life who can lift you up, build you up, be there for you, and their positive energy rub off on you, which is what I try to do here on my channel. I hope that answers your question, Nicole. I want to get to the next question now, but thank you again for that. Alex Carino asked me, what's something that helps you stay grounded on God, especially when it's a difficult day? Okay. A moment. Okay. Anyways, all right. Yes. Please don't post rude remarks. Anyways, so okay. That helps me stay grounded on God even when it's a difficult day. Well, it's not easy, okay? I'm not an expert. I'm in the same boat as everybody else here. The way I can stay grounded on God, even when it's a difficult day, okay? Here's what I would try to do. And I've actually said this at least twice. I will talk to my most closest friends, especially the ones I know who do have a very deep relationship with God. I'll talk to them, listen to what they have to say. And we'll often pray with each other over the phone. That's something that helps. Pray over the phone, even if I'm in tears. And I will be here for them as well. Other things that I try to do. I'll find like prayer videos on YouTube where somebody's praying the Memorare or the Rosary or the Chaplet of Divine Mercy, and I'll just listen along because I'm not as happy as I would usually be. Those are other things I do. Listen to prayer, meditation, and you don't even have to speak. Just listen along. You may not be in a good mood to want to participate in the prayer, but as long as you're listening and your mind is set and you're focused on that, that's perfectly fine. But always take time to heal. You're never going to be, please feel free to answer this. Has anybody here ever gone from devastation to positive energy, like that within the snap of a finger? I certainly have not. But like I say, here's a story I want to share because I know I have a lot of new viewers. Somebody here named Master of Voice, pray for me, brother. You got it. I definitely will. I pray for all of my followers here. I call my followers my holy saints. Okay, I'm still answering the previous question by Alex. Okay. I'm just going to take one more question. Master of Voice, I will answer your question as soon as I'm done with this one, and that will be my last one for the night. I appreciate, so many of you watching my broadcast. Thank you for being here. God bless you. Every single one of you. Thank you for being here. Just a moment. Okay. Always take time to heal. Talk to your most closest friends who have a relationship with God. They will be here for you and pray with you and for you. Oh, yeah, here. I took a drink and I lost my train of thought for a second. Here was a time, for those of you who have been followers of mine since the beginning, you know this story, but I'm going to share this story with those of you watching. You're going to love this. Please, stay right here. You're going to love this. There was a time when I won a car 6 years ago in a car raffle at church at my home parish at St. Francis of Rome in Wildemar. And I was not expecting that. I had never won a car before. How many people have you ever met who have actually won a car? Well, you know me now. But I'm not saying this to brag. I'm just saying right before that happened, I was never praying to win any cars. I was not praying. You have met one, okay. I don't know if you know me personally, but that's fine. I was going through a really rough stretch at that time, and financially I was in worse shape than I am now, and I wasn't very happy. I was very unhappy a lot, and I was praying and hoping that something good would happen in my life, and I had no idea if or when that would happen. And eventually, I was blessed. And I was not praying for this, but it happened. I won a car on September 16th, 2018. My grandfather on my dad's side would have been 97 on that day. So I say thank you, Grandpa. I give him credit too. Yeah, I won the car. And I wasn't there when that happened. I got a phone call the next day, and when I turned my phone on after I woke up, I saw there was a message, and I still have it. And when I saw it was from St. Francis of Rome, I thought, wait a minute. The car raffle was last night. Now either I'm in trouble or I won the car, and I know I'm not in trouble. And so I did win the car. And I remember I called them back, and I just woke up, and I was kind of half asleep. I was really groggy, and I was like, so what? Did I win the car? And she said, you didn't even let me finish. Yes, you did. And I was like, oh my gosh, wow. This is the happiest day of my life. And I was not expecting that. So life can throw some really unexpected blessings your way. Some really unexpected blessings. I know we've been hit with a lot of unexpected bad things. I've been hit with some unexpected good things. It can happen. You just got to have faith and be patient. But these are important things. I hope that answers your question. That was Alex. Okay, I'm just going to take one more question because usually I don't do broadcasts this long. But yeah, I can only be on for so long. So I appreciate the advice and story. Well, thank you very much. I hope all of you do. And I appreciate all of you being here as well. And, okay. Somebody, Master of Voice asked me, what's your biggest sin or suffering you deal with? That's a very, very good question. Thank you for that. Okay. I'll just try to answer you in a short way because that's a whole nother topic for a whole nother broadcast. Anyways, hello, Tony. Hello to everyone. A sin that I struggle with. Okay. I want to be careful what I say. I guess one thing that I do struggle with, and I'm not perfect, anger, I guess. Sometimes, like, if someone rubbed me the wrong way, I want to talk to other people, and well, I've noticed, depending on what your reasons, gossip is not a good thing. It even says so in the Gospel of Matthew, chapter, I believe it's Matthew 12:36. It says this in all different kinds of ways, but basically, gossip, slander, and lies are mortal sins inconsistent with holiness. And it even says so in the Catechism of the Catholic Church, paragraphs, I believe it's 2487 to 2489. I'll look it up again. I'm not able to look it up on my phone or my iPad because I have them in front of me. You can look if you want. If I got the numbers wrong, please don't go out of your way to correct me, but I said which ones I thought. It even says so in those paragraphs in the Catechism of the Catholic Church, 2487 to 2489, that gossip is not good. If your intention is to hurt other people or to hurt the reputation of other people, even if you're telling your spouse or your significant other about somebody, gossip is never okay, even if you're talking to your significant other or your spouse. It's not okay. Now, I'm not saying you can't tell them things, but it depends on the reason, the purpose. But that's something that I struggle with if I'm not in the right frame of mind. I hope that answers your question, Master of Voice. Now, okay, I usually don't have this many questions in one broadcast, so thank you very much. But I feel like I've gone on a long time now. But here's something I want to say, because I have quite a few viewers right now. Feel free to keep in touch with me. I'm not just some guy on YouTube who has a channel. I do answer all of my followers. If you ever have any questions, feel free to comment on my videos. Or we also have a Facebook page, Catholic Positive Energy. It's linked to this YouTube channel. If you have a Facebook, you can go on there. We have a Facebook page and a Facebook discussion group you can get in touch with me there or email me through there. Or you can email me at catholicpositiveenergy@gmail.com, and that would be one E between positive and energy. Feel free to send me questions there. And but yes, hopefully these are kind questions and they don't include any kind of negative energy, because I'm not going to respond to those. But if you do have questions relating to my broadcast or my channel, things you would like to ask me, I'll be more than happy to answer you. I'm all ears. So yes, I don't have 1 million followers yet, but for the ones that I do, I will answer you if you send me emails and you ask me questions. Maybe you have ideas for future broadcasts, any thoughts. It's okay to have thoughts, opinions, and contribute to discussions or have a spirited discussion. I just don't want anyone to come across like they're arguing with me or being rude to me. I mean, but you're always free to make questions and comments. So anyways, I hope that answers a lot of things for all of you. Thank you so much for joining me here, especially on YouTube. I'm so happy that I have so many viewers. God bless each and every one of you. Thank you. I hope you subscribe if you haven't already, and please share this channel with everyone you know. I will be back next week. Hopefully, I should be doing a meditation and prayer broadcast. I usually broadcast on Wednesdays, but I did one last night and tonight because I didn't do any last week, so I like to get caught up. So I should be on hopefully next Wednesday, and we will have a meditation and prayer broadcast. I'll explain more of that in the future, but I have now 210 broadcasts up here. Feel free to watch any of the earlier ones, and I definitely hope to see all of you here again. And this is my catchphrase for those of you who are new. I know we've got a lot of new folks here. I always close the broadcast with this, and I came up with this all by myself. I didn't rip it off anybody. Take care, God bless, and remember, here it is, dignification is better than criticism. Live life to the fullest. God bless.